literally hate that person.
That's right. Sure.
You know the difference between me and some people standing outside to protest me? They love the Muslim for hell, I love them for Jesus. I want them to leave the savage cult of Islam and become a Christian, to spend eternity where I will love everybody to go, heaven. They care less about heaven and hell, they care less about what the Muslim believes, they know nothing about the Muslim belief, and they want Muslims to take over America to destroy their own future of their own children and grandchildren. That's the difference between my love to the Muslims and their love for the Muslims. Let's love the Muslim people right, but let them know that they're lost. They need a Savior. His name is Yeshua, Jesus. 70% voted no for Sharia, and guess what? That wonderful liberal judge appointed by Mr. Bill Clinton said, hey, I really don't care how many people said no. After all, she met with the Council of American Islamic Relation Care, the same people who do not want me to come to speak to you tonight are the same one who convinced that wonderful sister here that that is not constitutional. What? To force Muslims not to practice Sharia in the state of Oklahoma. Really? It is unconstitutional to stop the Muslim from practicing Sharia in Oklahoma, and it is constitutional to throw our constitution in the trash can for the love of the Muslims. How do you like that? I mean, what part of the constitution you don't like so you throw it in the trash can? All of it? Yes, all of it. It is sick. It is sick. Let's move on. Here's a young lady, 2011. She went and worked for this big company. I guarantee you when she went to work for that famous company, she had makeup and she had the beautiful hairstyle and she got the job. Few days later, guess what? She chose to cover her hair in the hijab. Once the company said, that's not really the custom, that's not how we hire our people to work for us, you have to follow the code of dressing, and then CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relation, got involved in the case. She made a few $million, I don't know, 3 or 4, and the company settled the whole case because we don't want to upset the rest of the Muslims in America, especially Wall Street people who pay big bucks to this company to run their business. We're going to get this a little bit later, but listen.
In June of 2011, a Bay Area Muslim woman sued Abercrombie & Fitch, claiming that the clothing retailer fired her when she refused to remove her religious headscarf while working at a San Mateo store. Hani Khan, age 20, sued after the Federal Equal Employment Opportunity Commission determined that the chain had wrongfully fired her. Settlement talks failed to resolve the dispute. Khan was fired in 2010 from Abercrombie's Hollister Company store in the Hillsdale Mall in San Mateo for refusing to remove her hijab, or headscarf, according to the suit her attorneys filed in federal court in San Francisco.
You know what that tells this young lady? Well, you really want to have the hijab on. You don't want to live in America with our laws. Okay, you know what? Why don't we take you and your family first-class flight to Saudi Arabia where you cannot work at all? See, hijab is part of Sharia. We're going to talk a little bit more about it. And if she want to follow the teachings of Sharia, we send her to the country which practices the entire Sharia, where in it she cannot have a job, period. She stay home. Allah stated in Quran chapter 33, verse 33, stay home, stay home. It's very simple. That's a very easy portion of Sharia Islamic law which said women stay home, period. You don't work. That's why you don't drive a car. What are you going to do drive a car? You can drive a car in the living room? Stay home. Let's move on. Let's go to Alabama.
After its decision to ban women from wearing a hijab for driver's license photos triggered a backlash among American Muslims, the state of Alabama backtracked on the measure Friday, February 20th. Muslim women had appealed to Alabama state officials to reconsider the ban in January, while the Washington-based Council on American Islamic Relations, or CARE, issued an alert against the measure.
Guess who's involved in that? CARE. CARE. So now in Alabama, like it is in New Jersey and in Florida, ladies can have a driver license look like this or like that.
Oh my gosh.
Now, think with me. Is this Fatma or that's Muhammad? How do you know it's a he or a she? What do we call these things? We call it picture ID. We call it what? Picture ID. Why we have a picture in our ID? So it look like this or look like that? How do you know who is that person? You see, in Saudi Arabia, that perfect will fit with their lifestyle because they stay home. But in America, to go to a bank, imagine with me, you're working in a bank, and that person here came and said, my name is Fatma, I want to cash this check for $100 or $1,000. Ma'am, do you have ID? Sure. She got her ID, and the ID looked exactly like she. Will you still cash her as a check? You can laugh about that, but guess what? A teacher, a British teacher, was slaughtered to pieces in a bathroom in Kuwait. She's an English teacher, and she was cut to pieces by a man who dressed like that, went with her to the ladies' bathroom, and he cut her to pieces. And the American people did not talk about it. Sean Hannity or Bill O'Reilly and all this wonderful, good American conservative on Fox News did not talk about it. Why? Because it maybe will make Muslims look bad. Someday, one of you are going to suffer because of the stupidity of Alabama and Florida and New Jersey. As a matter of fact, you know what I tell these ladies? I know how much, sweetheart, you want to have the picture like this or like that. You know what? Let me do it this way. We'll buy your first class ticket to Saudi Arabia. And in Saudi Arabia, you don't issue a driver lesson because you don't drive anyway. You just stay home. Stay home.
All Sharia is based upon dividing all actions into forbidden, haram, and permitted, halal.
It is forbidden for a woman to do A and B and C and D. That's wonderful. Then you don't have to live in America. You can go somewhere else where you can enjoy the no freedom of doing whatever is forbidden. That's what we should do in America. We're so naive, we welcome them here, and we love them so much that we bend and our rules, and we on our knees, and on our feet, and accommodate them right and left. You cannot have it both ways. You're going to live in America with our Constitution, or you can get out of America and go anywhere else, and you can enjoy the stupidity or the foolishness of Islam, period. You cannot have the privilege to live in America and force us to live with your laws, with your Constitution.
The most complete, concise source book for Sharia, Islamic law, is Umdat al-Salik, or Reliance of the Traveler, compiled by Ahmad ibn Nikib al-Misri. This classic manual of Islamic sacred law was translated into English by Nahamin Keller in 1991. It covers legalities and theology. The Sharia is organized in an outline form and is referenced by divisions, sections, and subsections.
I love the book. And you can download for free. So let's go back to this first gentleman who said, there is no book it's called Sharia law. No, there is a book. As a matter of fact, it's breaking into chapters and subtitles, and everything is very organized, very well written. It's actually, you can download it for free. Ahmad al-Salik, the Reliance of Travel. Okay? You can download this book for free, and you can read it, and you can have a heart attack before you get to even the first chapter or two. Because that's exactly what Muslims will be practicing in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Just give them some time, they will. So download the book, America. Read it. It's for free. It's like amazing. I tell people, get a copy of my Quran. And guess what? People leave without giving a copy. And I say, why are you not giving a copy? Well, I don't have money. You know what? If you don't have $20, I trust you. Sometime between here and Christmas, you can send our ministry a check for $20. You want to make it exactly? It's $19.95. If you want me to sign the book for you tonight, I will sign it for 5 cents. That'll make it 20. Okay? Get a copy. Read. Educate yourself, America. We're destroying ourselves because we have lack of. Let me give you some examples of the rules from Sharia. Just relax. Here we go. Okay. Point 80. That is what is written in that book. This comes directly from the Ahmad al-Salik. That book which I want you to download and to read. Listen what he said.
Apostasy from Islam. Leaving Islam is the ugliest form of unbelief and the worst. When a person who has reached puberty and is sane voluntarily apostates from Islam, he deserves to be killed.
Wait a minute. Do you know why Muslims are building Islamic Center in Cape Girardeau? Because of freedom of religion. You know why Muslims will be building a big mosque soon in Cape Girardeau? Maybe 2 or 3? Because of freedom of religion. Wait a minute. Does freedom of religion fit with the savage cult of Islam? No. So why do you want to use our freedom of religion to build their mosque, as we're going to learn at the end of our study, for the future to come, and they will be using that mosque to launch attack and kill your grandchildren in that city? So far in America we have one guy shot 40. One guy shot. The biggest number we got 19 guys, and they killed 3,000 Americans. The biggest, 19. No, not 20, 19. When the right time comes, they're not going to be 19. They're not going to be 1900. They're not going to be 19,000. How about 190,000 on one Friday afternoon? And you can kiss America goodbye. That is literally less than 10%, as the liberal tells us. In America, there are 10% of the Muslims are radicals. No, they're Muslim believers. But less than 10% can kiss this country, can literally bring the destruction to America, and you kiss it goodbye. Soon, it's coming to a city near you. Now I'll move on to the proof. I'm not making this up. I told you, Sharia is the word of Allah in the Quran and the commands of Muhammad in the Hadith. If Allah wrote it in the Quran, it is Sharia. If Muhammad stated it in his saying in the Hadith, it is Sharia. If Muhammad lived it in his life, because that's a Sunnah way of life, it is Sharia. Can we prove from the Quran that it is unconstitutional for a Muslim to live in America according to our laws, freedom of religion? Yes, indeed. Quran chapter 6 and verse 151. That verse also repeated, Quran 17:33 and Quran 25:68. And I always say, if Allah repeats the same verse in the Quran 3 times, maybe that verse is important. Okay, listen.
And do not kill the soul which Allah forbids, except with a just cause.
For heaven's sake, I can talk about this verse for an hour. What is the soul which Allah forbid from being killed? It is a Muslim soul. Why? Because every other soul must be killed. And I can prove this. I can literally spend an hour with you, sharing with you from the Quran why Muslims must kill the Christians, why Muslims must kill the Jews, why Muslims must kill anyone and everyone who knows submit to Islam. So the Muslim soul cannot be killed, because every other soul must be killed. Why or when we can kill the Muslim soul? In one of the following 3 cases. One of the following 3 cases. Muhammad said in the Hadith, Sahih Bukhari, volume 9, Hadith number 17. Muhammad said the following.
Muhammad said, the blood of a Muslim cannot be shed except in 3 cases: for murder, adultery, and the one who becomes an apostate or leaves Islam.
So you leave Islam, you're dead. That does not go with our Constitution in America. I'm a Baptist, I'm a Christian. Tomorrow I can be a Catholic. As a matter of fact, next week I can be a Presbyterian. The following week I'm going to be a Buddhist, okay? And then I'm going to be an atheist. And nobody will kill me, nobody will harm me. Not my family, not my friend, not the best of you. Why? Because it's a free country. We believe in freedom of religion. I'm a Muslim. I choose tonight to become a Christian. I got 72 hours to convert back to Islam, to revert to Islam, or I'm what? Dead. Where is the freedom of religion? And if they kill their sons and daughters, as they have done in America plenty, hundreds of cases, which the media will not talk about, and FBI mentions some of it, but they will not openly talk about, if they kill hundreds of their own in America for leaving Islam, you don't think they're going to kill your children tomorrow for not accepting Islam? According to the rest of the teaching of Allah in the Quran? Another law from the same book about retaliation. Listen to what is said in that book.
The following are not subject to retaliation: a Muslim for killing a non-Muslim, a father or mother or their fathers and mothers for killing their offspring, or offspring's offspring.
Do you understand that? If you go to Egypt, for example, there are thousands of Christians has been killed by Muslims. None of these Muslims who killed a Christian were ever put to the hanging rope. None of them has been killed. The opposite is true. If any Christian, even by accident, kill a Muslim, that Christian must be killed. So you cannot kill a Muslim for killing a Christian. Because for a Muslim to kill a Christian or kill a Jew, he's living the teaching of Sharia, Islamic law. He's obeying Allah. But the opposite is true. You cannot kill a Muslim and live. On the other hand, a father or a grandfather, a mother or a grandmother killing their own children will not be punished by death. It's very simple. You go to the law, you stand up in a court of law, and you tell the judge, I killed my grandson, my granddaughter, or my grandson. Why did he do that? Well, she converted Islam. She left Islam, converted Christianity. Or she committed adultery. Or she killed her baby. She aborted her baby. Remember? The blood of a Muslim can be shed in 3 cases. Killing a Muslim, committing adultery, or leaving Islam. Any of these 3 cases, the judge is saying, innocent. You go home free. Why? Because that is the law. America, I'm not making this up. That's what Muslims want to practice in America for your grandchildren. Do you know anything about Sharia yet? We just started. We still have a long way to go.
The law goes on in great detail about what acts entail leaving Islam. This includes being sarcastic about Allah's name or reviling Allah or His messenger.
Oh, like what I'm doing here tonight. See, I am a blasphemer now. I'm speaking not nicely about, I said Allah is Satan. As a matter of fact, I always say Muhammad was a very sinful man. Muhammad was a child molester, a sex offender, a prophet pretender, a womanizer, an adulterer, a thief, a thug, a killer, a terrorist, name it, it's in the book. What book? The Quran. A book you have not read. You have not read. I mean, which one of you can prove to me that Muhammad was a terrorist? Which one can? From the Quran. You don't know. How about Muhammad was a womanizer? From the Quran. How about Muhammad was an adulterer? From the Quran. How about Muhammad was a child molester? I mean, all over. All of these sins is the life of Muhammad as it is written in the Quran and in the Hadith. And you American people know nothing. Now see the punishment for blasphemy.
And Muslim blasphemy laws call for the death of infidels who insult the Prophet Muhammad. My next guests say even many highly educated American Muslims believe that criticism of Islam should not be permitted under the First Amendment. Act for America founder Brigitte Gabriel and Center for Security Policy President Frank Gaffney join me now. All right, good evening to the both of you. Brigitte, I'll start with you. You say that large numbers of American Muslims support Sharia blasphemy laws. How does one determine that this is actually true?
Wenzel Strategies did polling data and asked highly educated American Muslims. We're talking Harvard graduates, Columbia, very well accomplished, financially successful. We're not talking about Somali taxi drivers who can barely speak English driving taxis in New York City. And these highly intellectual and educated Americans said that 58% of them do not believe that criticizing Islam or the Prophet should be protected under the First Amendment. About 45% of them said it should be criminalized. And 12% of them believe that actually people should be killed for if they would say anything bad about the Prophet. And these are highly educated Americans. Here on American streets, this is not some radicals in Pakistan. If I can add one thing, Judge, the Assembly of Muslim American Jurists, AMJA, also, which is a very respectable organization in the United States, very respected, they are very influential, they sit on university boards, Islamic mosques, imams, etc. They sanction the killing of any infidel who commits blasphemy against Islam. And these are the Assembly of American Muslim Jurists. I mean, this is how mainstream it is here in America.
Well, you know, when you talk about this thinking, I mean, you know, you've got these blasphemy laws and Sharia, and now we're hearing about these no-go zones in Europe and Sharia courts in Europe. Is that a reality? I mean, are there as many as 700 of them, Frank? Are you familiar with this?
Yeah, there are 751, I think, is the latest count in France alone. These are areas in which the authorities dare not go because basically it's too dangerous for them. These are areas that are ruled effectively by Sharia. And the question is, are we on a different trajectory as far as these folks? The Muslim Brotherhood is the prime mover behind it. I would suggest to you that it's not the case. We've done a booklet just recently on Sharia being introduced into our courts. It's available for free at securefreedom.org. I encourage people to look at it because just as Brigitte says, it talks about this AMJA organization as a prime mover behind trying to get Sharia inculcated into our court systems, as the Brotherhood is trying to do really all of our civil society institutions for the express purpose of destroying Western civilization from within. That's a quote from them.
Do you know anything about AMGA? Maybe it's time for you to educate yourself. Go online. Maybe we can turn the TV off for a couple hours every week and we can learn, and we can save, and we can love our children and our grandchildren from the savage cult, the cult of Islam. We're going to get a little bit more about this as we go. Let me give you about marriage. Marriage in Sharia, marriage in Islamic law. M3.13.2, they said,
Whenever the bride is a virgin, the father or grandfather may marry her to someone without her permission. Though it is recommended to ask her permission if she has reached puberty, a virgin's silence is considered permission.
Can you ask a year-old child, would you like to marry somebody? She's gonna smile. Okay, she said yes. Marriage in Islam starts after birth. I studied this in Sharia, in college, in Egypt. If a mama is pregnant and the baby came out, and behold, the baby is a female, she's a girl, she can get married on the spot to any man of any age. He could be 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, older than her. How old is she? A baby, just born. So it's good to say yes, but I don't know how a child can say yes. It's impossible.
Islamic doctrine permits the marriage of prepubescent girls. There is no minimum age for marriage contract, and the consummation may take place when the girl is at age 8 or 9.
Why does it say 8 or 9? I think that's a lie from the bottom of hell. I'm going to show it to you and prove it to you from the Quran. Because Muhammad consummated his marriage when she, Aisha, was 9. But was she 4 or 3? It would be 3 or 4. One of the reasons why the Egyptian, the Muslim of Egypt, reject the movement of the Brotherhood of Egypt with the president, which Mr. Obama gave to us, is because they want to change the law of Egypt, the marriage, from the age of 16 for the females to 9. And the Egyptians said no. And the Muslims said, why not? They said, because that's like a child molestation. They said, are you calling Muhammad a child molester? A sex offender? It's the reality. Have Muhammad had sex with Aisha when she was 4? They would make the marriage age is 4. Because Muhammad could do nothing wrong. Here we go. Listen to Aisha herself.
Aisha said,
The Prophet, Allah's prayer and peace be upon him, married me when I was 6 years old, and he had sex with me when I was 9 years old.
By the way, another hadith, and she said, and he died when I was 18 years old. Muhammad died at the age of 63. Figure out your math. He was 51 when he engaged to Aisha, or not engaged, married to Aisha. Well, Muhammad did not have sexual relationship with Aisha until she turned 9. What Muhammad used to do between 6 and 9? He used to play with her sexually, without having intercourse. Just and a Muslim brag about him. He was a man of self-control. He can play with her sexually, and he controlled himself. A mufti of Egypt 3 years ago, a man said, we follow the sunnah of Muhammad? How Muhammad lived, we must live. He said, yes. He said, Muhammad married Aisha when she's 6. Can I do that? Can I marry a child at the age of 6 and have her home? He said, no, you can't. He said, why? He said, because you do not have the same self-control Muhammad used to have. The child molester has a self-control. Do you know what we teach our children in Cape Girardeau public schools? Prophet Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad. What a sick country. What a stupid people. Who? The Americans. Where? In the public schools. Because we're teaching our children that Muhammad is a prophet. A child molester is a prophet. And if he is a prophet, that means what? Jesus is not the Son of God. That means what? The Bible is corrupted. It means what? Jesus did not die on the cross. That means what? You're all lost. You're going to burn in hell. You have to choose between two. Muhammad is a prophet or a child molester. You cannot take some of his teaching and leave the rest of his life. Can Muslims have sex with little children who have not yet come to the age of maturity? They didn't have the first period. Here we go. Listen.
And for those of your women who despair of menstruation, if you doubt that they may be pregnant, their prescribed waiting time is 3 months, as well as for those who have not yet begun menstruation.
So if I'm married to my wife and she is in her 40s, late 40s, 48, 47, whatever, and I divorce my wife, she can be divorced. She will leave my house. She will not be able to marry to a new husband in case she's pregnant for 3 months. After 3 months go by and her belly did not get big, she's not pregnant, she can be married to a new husband. As well as if I'm married to my beautiful little child, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, she has not yet had her first menstruation. She's a child. If I divorce her, it's the same way. She cannot be abused by a new husband for 3 months in case she's pregnant by me. Little girls living next to a man will not get pregnant. When a man has sex with them, intercourse, that's when they can get pregnant. Allah in the Quran gives the Muslim the permission to abuse the little children. And that is Sharia, law, Quran, Islamic law. You Got it? Let's move on.
It is not lawful or valid for a Muslim man to be married to any woman who is not either a Muslim, Christian, or Jew. Nor is it lawful or valid for a Muslim woman to be married to anyone besides a Muslim.
Speak in the church in North Carolina, and the imam came to the meeting, and he's upset with me because I teach lies. We love the Christian. He said, my wife, she's a Catholic. I said, you married to a Catholic wife? He said, yes. You see, you do not even know that, and I love her. I said, can I marry your sister? He was quiet. Can I marry your daughter? He was quiet. Can I marry a Muslim female? He said, no, you can't. I said, well, so you're not really in love with that woman. You invaded that woman. You invaded this country by marrying the beautiful American ladies. They can marry a Jewish lady. They can marry a Christian lady because that's how they invade the West. We bring to America over 100,000 Muslim students every year, male, who are falling in love with our little, wonderful, beautiful girls, who will be married to them to change the status from a student visa to a green card, and then to be an American. And behold, the 4 or 5 little babies come out of this beautiful, blonde American girl are by the name Ed. Well, actually, it's not Ed, it's Muhammad. He just takes the last 2 letters, E-D, or Lee. Actually, his name is not Lee, it's Ali. And so on. They are taking over America by marrying your little children. Why? Because in Sharia, it's not about melting pot, because I could not marry a Muslim lady. I can't. Unless I convert to Islam. And boy, we have plenty of good Muslim American men who become a Muslim just to fall, to fulfill their dream to marry these beautiful Muslim ladies from the Middle East. It's amazing. I meet with them all the time. They say the Shahada because they fall in love with a lady and they marry her. Producing Muslim babies for these. Point 90, it says, same book about jihad. Listen carefully.
Jihad means to war against non-Muslims and is etymologically derived from the word mujahada, signifying warfare to establish the religion. The scholarly basis for jihad, prior to scholarly consensus, is such Quranic verses as...
We'll get the verse in a minute here. Why Muslims perform jihad? Read your textbooks written for your children in America. We got a brand new, 4 years old presentation. Is called Lies in the Textbooks. 15 lies. It would take me 3 nights, 2.5 hours each night, to be able to cover these 15 lies. These 15 lies came out of 40 books which are taught in public schools in Cape Girardeau and every school in America. I think your church needs to learn about these things. I think your kids need to learn about these things because, believe it or not, now we're infiltrating this country by taking your children in the public schools and in the college, in Cape Girardeau College here, to make them to believe in Islam, to be nothing about what is in Islam. For example, they say jihad is struggle from within. A Muslim man or woman struggle to do what is right. They teach our children in a public school, jihad is for you to work so hard, to study so hard, to get A's, maybe B's, but not C's. Jihad is for mama to cook and clean the house and get you warm food, and jihad is for daddy to work so hard to provide the money, and we have a joyful, happy life. That is jihad in Islam. Yeah, jihad my foot. Show me a verse in the Quran teach that. We got 27 verses in the Quran where Allah mentioned jihad. All of them, they teach that. To kill non-Muslims until Islam take over the land. For the purpose of making Islam the religion of the land. That's how Islam took over 57 Muslim countries, including my own country, Egypt, and that's how Islam will be taking over America. Just give them time. When they have the upper hand, it will be too late for you. Here's the verse of the Quran. Notice the word jihad is not mentioned in the verse, but we read,
War is decreed to you, and it is hated by you. And perhaps you may hate something, and it is good for you. And perhaps you love something, and it is evil for you. And Allah knows, and you do not know.
War! Read the interpretation of Muslim scholars of that verse, and they'll tell you that is performing jihad. You see, there are 27 verses in the Quran where the word jihad is mentioned, and in the interpretation of Muslim scholars, they will tell you that is a holy war. But there are also 79 verses in the Quran where the word war is mentioned, and the interpretation of all Muslim scholars to these verses that it is to perform jihad. So jihad is interpreted to be war, and war is interpreted to be jihad. And Mr. George W. Bush, God bless him, said we're not in war with Islam, we're in war with radical Muslims. That man helped the Muslims much more than Obama can ever do. It was Bush faults that Muslims number doubled in the last 8 years in America. It was Bush faults that Muslims are right now running this country, and it's so difficult for Mr. Trump to get rid of them because it is impossible. It's like cancer spread all over America. You cannot take it out. You can't. 489.
They desire that you should become infidels as they are infidels, so that you should be alike. So do not take any of them for friends until they emigrate for the sake of Allah. So if they turn away, so seize them and kill them wherever you find them, and do not take from them as friends or helpers.
I'm not going to use this verse to have the word war or the word jihad. It's simply the word kill. So what do? You get my Quran and you open it and you get yourself some color books, color pens, and you start highlighting these verses and colors them. So it'll be easy. Every red color, it is verses about jihad or war or killing, beheading, cutting hand and feet, crucifying. All these verses you put in one color. And so let's pick up other colors for other topics as you wish to color the book. But here's Allah said, you kill people if they refuse to follow Islam in all the ways. Muhammad said, listen carefully, this is Muhammad's word, not Usama's words. I love it how the media in America, they come to my meetings and they took statements out of my lips and they printed in the paper as if it is my teaching. Usama said, he said, anti-Muslim Usama Dakdok said, blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. That was a verse in the Quran, you stupid idiots. Why can't you say Allah said? I'm not Allah. I never claim to be Allah, and I don't want to be Allah. Allah is Satan. So, let's see. Allah said, Muhammad said. Let's do it right, okay?
Muhammad said, I have been commanded to engage in war with people until they testify that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Muhammad also said, to go forth in the morning or evening to fight in the path of Allah is better than the whole world and everything in it.
So why Muhammad was engaging in war with people? Because people were engaged in war with him? No. You will never find a verse in the 79 verses where Allah mentioned war in the Quran for defensive war. It is always offensive war. Muhammad went out to kill. Why he killed? Until people become Muslim. Why Muslim perform jihad? To forcing you or your children to become Muslim. It's for your own good. It's for your own good. How about adultery? The punishment of adultery according to Sharia, Islamic law.
Unlawful intercourse is a capital crime under Sharia, punishable by lashing and stoning to death.
Lashing to the singles, stoning to death to the married one. Quran 17:32.
And do not get near the fornication. Surely it was indecent and an evil way.
Go read the interpretation of Muslim scholars. You commit that sin, you're stoned to death. Stoned to death. Now,
The director of the Dallas Council on American Islamic Relations, CARE, Mustafa Carroll, made a surprising and shocking statement during a Muslim rally in Austin, Texas. He firmly believes that the message of the Quran is supreme over the United States Constitution. He said, if we are practicing Muslims, we are above the law of the land.
and it's the same people who do not want me to speak to you. And perhaps next time I'll come to speak to you in this library, they will be able to stop us. Perhaps. What we're going to do then?